Okay, all right. All right, everybody. Well, I told you we had an amazing speaker tonight, and I know that you're all excited to hear from her. So, and it took me a while to get Kathy to like say yes. So this is a good thing. All right. So, Kathy Helou is an emeritus elite executive national sales director. She joined in 1981 in November after winning Mary Kay Skincare on The Price is Right game. Now, for those of you who are not of my age or other ages, that was a game show, and she won that as a prize. So that is crazy. But if you ever want to go back, I think it's probably on YouTube. She debuted in 1982 as a Cadillac director after 11 months joining the company. She also broke a record in her company, being the only director to hit over $2 million in one single year. She debuted as a national in 1994. Her highest check that she earned during her time in Mary Kay, her highest check is over $84,000 in 1 month. That is crazy. 19 consecutive years as an inner circle. She earned $13.5 million during her career and another 5.5 now in her retirement. She is a mother of 2 girls and a grandmother of 3 little girls. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? She loves the Bible, exercise, and sweats. And I am super excited that she is your speaker tonight. So I'm going to just turn it over to Kathy. Kathy, go for it.
Well, thank you, Janice. And I do love the Bible, exercise, and sweets. Sweets.
Oh yeah, I said sweats. Sorry.
You did, but you know what? When you said exercise, sweats went right with it. So I just went with it. But yeah, I do. I love to bake. I love to bake. I love to make pies. But anyway, I'm so happy to be here, Janice. Thanks for inviting me. I don't know, those of you maybe don't know, but Janice is like one of the hardest working people that I have known throughout my Mary Kay career, and very creative as well. And so I was excited to be here with her. And yeah, I'm reaching 6 years retirement in Mary Kay. So anyway, you guessed, I'm excited to be here with you, and I'm thrilled to be able to share my story, which I call a testimony, because honestly, my story is not without lots of tests along the way. But let me just share with you a little background so you understand why I loved my Mary Kay career for 40 years. I came from a family of 7 children. We lived in a home of less than 1,000 square feet. And I was in the middle of the crowd, 5 girls, 2 boys. And I was pretty much a happy kid. And as I grew older and got toward my high school years, something happened to me when I was 17 by my father that should not have happened, with a dad and a daughter. And I moved out of my home before I graduated from high school, and I never went back. And so that was a real punch to my self-esteem. It made me feel not very accepted anywhere. And it was something I kept to myself for a long time. Well, that evolved into an eating disorder, anorexia. Anorexia is not a dislike of food, it's a dislike of self. And that was an issue for me. And so I struggled, and I finally ended up in the psychiatric care unit of a hospital for 40 days and 40 nights. And back in those days, when you were on antidepressants, they took your driver's license away. So can you imagine, why would anybody want to recruit somebody like me with a low self-esteem, who had an issue from home, left home at 17, had no driver's license and no self-esteem? But somebody did, by the grace of God. I ended up out in California at a clinic out there for people with eating disorders. And my girlfriend gave me a ticket to The Price is Right, along with her and our husband. So we ended up going to The Price is Right. I never imagined that I would be chosen to get up out of the audience and onto the stage, but I missed a Mazda, a $5,400 Mazda. This was 1979. It was a $5,400 Mazda, and I didn't get it. I won the booby prize. In my opinion, I played a game called Switcheroo, and it was a set of skincare from Mary Kay Cosmetics. Well, I was born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. Mary Kay started in Dallas, so I never heard of Mary Kay Cosmetics. It was like, what is this? I was an avid runner, so I never used skincare. I was always tanned. And anyway, so I felt like it was the worst prize in the world. Well, it ended up being 20 pink Cadillacs instead of one Mazda that would have been in a junkyard. after several years, and Mary Kay blessed me with 20 beautiful pink Cadillacs, insurance paid for over 40 years. So God had a different plan for me. I say he came to me through the burning bush of a Mary Kay skincare starter kit. And I know that all of you are able to get a skincare starter kit this month, and you could start your Mary Kay business. So I joined Mary Kay after the consultant who got my name from the company, she came to give me a complimentary makeover. And honestly, it was the first time I felt pretty in a long time. I loved my time. I loved my makeover. And I started using the products. And I was telling all my friends about it, but they were noticing because I had anorexia, my skin was not pretty. And it just kept getting better and better, softer, and it just didn't look like leather anymore. So I started going to these Mary Kay meetings because somebody invited me to go. And what I saw at the Mary Kay meeting just tugged at my heart. I saw women encouraging women. I saw women supporting each other. I saw people dressed up and just hugging each other. I saw a kindred spirit that I didn't see anywhere else. You see, I didn't go to college. I went right to work. I went right to the workplace. So being in that environment, but I had no self-esteem, so I didn't have the confidence to sign up. So I kept going to these Mary Kay meetings, and finally, after almost a year, I took two of my friends with me, and they were going to sign up. And I said, "You can't sign up. They've been after me for a year." So those two signed up. So I joined that night because I didn't want to be left behind. It was 11 months after that I had earned the use of my very first pink Cadillac. I quit my job. I was working at a major corporation as an executive secretary because I had no education to do anything else, but I was paid very well with benefits. So I left that career and I went into Mary Kay Cosmetics full time. And I was so excited, especially after I won that Cadillac. You see, before that, I was unable to have children. I was 10 years married with no children. I got into the Mary Kay world. I loved my life. I was so excited about helping women like myself feel good, feel happy, feel pretty. Mary Kay always told us that when we give somebody a facial, we can change a life. And my life was truly changed after I had my Mary Kay facial because I started going to those meetings, which I loved connecting with positive women. So I ended up, as I said, with a Cadillac. And then my family was like, oh my gosh, here's the one who didn't wear makeup. She joined this company and now she's driving a pink Cadillac for Mary Kay. So I can just tell you that my self-confidence was different because I started pouring into women and not thinking about myself. And it was the greatest healing for me was coming into Mary Kay and putting other people first. So I can honestly tell you the wonderful commission that we earned. I couldn't believe that I could buy the product for $1 and sell it for $2. I couldn't believe that people would call me back and want to reorder more. You see, it's consumable. There's three markets that never fail during a recession or depression: alcohol, cosmetics, and tobacco. And I was so thankful that I was part of something that made women feel good about themselves. So I met so many wonderful, amazing friends. I mean, lifelong friends that I have known for 40 years. And we do life together. Another thing that I noticed in Mary Kay were people were super joyful. And I never saw that. I never saw joy in people. I hate to say it, but my mom was never joyful. Maybe it's because she had 7 children all squashed in a home of less than 1,000 square feet. I might not have been joyful either. But it's Mary Kay always talked about the Lord. She always opened up every event with prayer. And to me, that was foreign for me. And so my eternal address changed. I found the Lord through Mary Kay, and that was probably the greatest gift in my starter kit. Besides the income, as Janice shared with you, that I've earned it'll be over $20 million by the time I'm done, by the time I'm 80. So I think to myself, I was 28 years old when I joined Mary Kay, and Mary Kay is paying me till I'm 80 years of age. Such a blessing. And also because I was so joyful and having so much fun, I wasn't pouring myself into why can't I have kids? And I found myself pregnant with my first daughter, Jordan. And I named her Jordan because Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River, and it was the sign of new life. And I was able to bring her home in a pink Cadillac. By the grace of God, I had another daughter named Sydney, and And those two girls, I believe, are another result of being a part of a joyful organization called Mary Kay Cosmetics. We have a culture that's unique. We have a culture that nobody else in the world has. We have a sisterhood. I have been blessed to travel the world because of Mary Kay, because I was able to lead a group of amazing women that I could help start their own businesses and build their own businesses and be able to have the freedom to do what they wanted to do, whether they wanted to work 5 or 6 hours a week or whether they wanted to be a leader in Mary Kay. Everybody gets the choice of what they want to do. And we don't have any territories. When I started my business, I lived in Toledo, Ohio, and then I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, uh, almost 30 years ago. I followed my dear friend, Debbie Moore, who also did an eye story for you. I was in her unit for 3 months before I was in somebody else's unit, but she was such a mentor to me. And that's another blessing of Mary Kay is the mentors. Y'all will have Janice as a mentor, and she's amazing. She knows how to do this business the Mary Kay way. She upholds the traditions and the principles of Mary Kay, which are God first and family second and career third. And that's so significant and so countercultural to what's out there today. But to have no territories, to be able to do your business any state, and now that you've got technology, which we didn't have in the beginning, you're able to reach your friends and family that don't live within driving distance to you and hold virtual parties if you choose to. But I love the traditional face-to-face one-on-one appointments and 1-on-3 or 4. We call them parties or skincare classes. That's the beauty too, is you get to customize this business to whatever works into your schedule. You may have a full-time job right now. Mary Kay might be just that wonderful extra money where you want to join the gym and you don't have to ask for that money or take it out of the family's budget. There's just so many things that a Mary Kay career can do. And some of you may be in a career that you don't love. And if you don't love your career, you can start building this business along the side and, 8 to 10 hours a week. That's a couple parties a week. And then one day decide, wow, this is really something. I can really earn money doing this Mary Kay business. I think I'm going to transition because I also want to be purpose driven. And when you are helping women to create their own independence, you are purpose driven. And it really makes a difference when you know that you have encouraged a woman and made a difference in her life. So there's so many things I love. If you want to be a leader, you can decide to be a leader. If you don't want to be a leader, you can stay a independent beauty consultant and just service your clients and have a ball. But trust me, with the website today, they can go on your website and order on their own if they choose to. So I just want you to know that this career was life-changing for me. I believe it was life-saving for me. And I am so grateful for the income. You never know what's going to happen in your life, if you're going to have a turn of events. I was married for 40 years. And when I was 3 months from turning 60, I found out my husband had done some things that did not align with my moral compass. And so we were divorced after 40 years. And I was just 60 years of age. And I am so thankful and grateful that the good Lord led me to Mary Kay so that I could be living in a beautiful home and take care of myself because of my family retirement, my family security with Mary Kay, and the income I was able to earn just from helping women start their own businesses. So I am grateful beyond that the Lord knew that this is right where I needed to be, because I don't have a self-esteem issue, even though I was divorced after 40 years and knew I wasn't the only woman in his life. But you know what? You can overcome anything. If you've got a tribe of friends, you've got workers that are encouragers, and you've got an opportunity that you can continue to do in the nooks and crannies of your life. So I am beyond grateful that Mary Kay is still in my life. I turned 70 last year, and I cannot believe that. I have just as much energy as I did when I was 40. And honestly, if I hadn't had to retire with Mary Kay at 65 as a national, I would still be doing this business because it was part of my DNA. I loved it. And now I just get to help women through Bible studies, and I get to encourage younger women I even point them to Mary Kay and tell them what a great opportunity it is. My daughter has been in Mary Kay and earned 6 pink Cadillacs with Mary Kay, and she has 2 little girls of her own. And I see the same positive pattern in their lives because that's what Mary Kay does. It brings joy and positivity, and you can do it spirit to your family. So I pray that you will look at this opportunity and you'll say, oh my goodness, why not? Why not give it a try? You will never know if you don't try. And I can honestly tell you what an opportunity. It has been life-changing for women around the world. We're in, I think, 38 countries. Janice can tell you more about that because she works outside of the United States as well as in the United States, especially with the no territory. So God bless you. I'm going to pray that you can make a decision and not really overthink it, but just say, you know what? What have I got to lose? I can tell you, you have everything to gain, even if it's a new best friend. I've had new best friends in my life because of Mary Kay that are lifelong sisters that I will go to heaven with one day. So I'm so thankful for Mary Kay. And I'm thankful that Janice allowed me to share just a bit of my story. There's a lot more in there, but you know what? That's enough for you to know that this might be something that you just might want to try. And I pray that you do. So God bless you. Thank you, Janice.
All right, Kathy, thank you so much for being on here. I know I found you just like, okay, let's grab Kathy, and here we go. So thank you, Kathy. I so appreciate you. Wasn't her story amazing? Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate you.